Are urgent fire response times different for urban and rural areas? Have you ever wondered why fire response times can vary so much depending on where you live? Today, we are going to break down the differences in urgent fire response times between urban and rural areas. In general, urgent fire response times are longer in rural areas compared to urban areas. This happens mainly because rural areas have larger distances between fire stations and the locations of incidents. As a result, fire crews in rural settings take more time to reach emergencies. Urban areas benefit from having more fire stations located closer to where people live and work. This means that when a call comes in, firefighters can get to the scene much faster. The geographic layout plays a big role here. In cities, fire stations are closely spaced, and the road networks are usually better, allowing for quicker deployment. On the other hand, rural areas often have fewer fire stations spread out over larger regions. This can lead to longer travel distances and times. Firefighters in these areas may also face challenges like poorer road conditions, which can further extend their travel time. Another factor to consider is the time firefighters spend on the scene. Studies show that on-scene time can be longer in rural areas. This might be due to more complex access issues or limited resources available to handle the emergency. Speaking of resources, rural fire departments often have fewer personnel and equipment compared to their urban counterparts. This can impact how quickly they can mobilize and respond to incidents. Urban departments typically have more resources and staff, which allows them to respond rapidly. These longer response times in rural areas can have serious effects. For instance, fires may burn longer before they are noticed and addressed, which increases the risk to life and property. To tackle these challenges, rural areas need tailored strategies. One approach is to increase volunteer firefighter recruitment and training to boost local response capabilities. Additionally, strategically locating fire stations or deploying smaller rapid response units can help reduce travel times. Community awareness is also essential. Enhancing early detection systems can minimize delays in reporting fires. Furthermore, coordinating mutual aid agreements with neighboring departments can provide additional support when needed. Urban fire departments often follow standards set by the National Fire Protection Association, which recommends that the first engine company should arrive within minutes. Achieving these standards is much more challenging in rural settings due to the geographic and resource limitations they face. In summary, urgent fire response times do differ significantly between urban and rural areas. Rural areas typically experience longer delays mainly due to distance, infrastructure, and resource limitations. Understanding these differences is key for firefighters and fire safety planners as they develop effective response strategies for all communities.